Welcome, everyone, to Pinfalls and Passports. For those who don't already know, this is a podcast for people just like you who love the sport of professional wrestling, and for members of our WWE Travel Community Discord server. Not a member of the WWE Travel Community? Come join one of the fastest growing pro wrestling communities online. You can find the Discord invite link here in the podcast bio, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Pinfalls and Passports and TikTok at Pinfalls_Passports. And please don't forget to follow and subscribe to this podcast to keep up to date with all the things involving the wacky world of pro wrestling. My name is Dork Chop, and this is Pinfalls and Passports. Joining me today are Mira, Daddy Dom, and Allie for a very special episode as we celebrate the 2-year anniversary of the WWE Travel Community Discord server. How are we doing today, guys?
I'm good, thanks, Sharp. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great, Dad.
I'm pretty good, hanging on in, fighting a cold, but excited.
I'm just happy to be here.
And we're happy to have you. So, I'm going to start off with some reflections on how you guys came to find the server and what it's meant to you. Dom, you want to kick this off for us?
Sure thing. Yeah, absolutely. And for any new listeners here that are maybe just finding the podcast and are not a member of our Discord community, please do join us. First of all, if you like traveling for wrestling, doesn't have to be WWE, it can be AEW, whatever you like traveling around for wrestling shows, or if you're just a wrestling fan, come and join us in the server, because when I joined the server, well, nearly 2 years ago, because I joined pretty early on, just shortly after its inception, there was only, I think it was 28 people in it when I joined, and I was getting ready to attend my first ever. So I was super hyped. I'd been on Reddit looking at the WrestleMania plans, and I was going with a couple of friends, and I really just wanted to find out sort of all about sort of what was going on the week of WrestleMania. I've had friends that have traveled from the UK to WrestleManias before, and they told me about all the sort of shows and how the sort of WWE takes over the city, wherever it is for the week. So I really wanted to get some sort of advice, some tips on sort of where to stay in Philadelphia, and really just understand about sort of what was sort of going on, what indie shows were happening and things like that. So I got an invite. I saw an invite for this Discord server, and I thought, well, I'll just pop myself in there. I'd used Discord once, like many years ago, so I kind of knew what it was, but I never really sort of carried on using it. Joined there, and you know what? It was fantastic, and there was loads of people who were in the server that were kind of traveling alone, and they were worried about sort of going as a solo traveler and things like that. That wasn't the case for me that year, because I was going with a couple of friends, but it just, I could see it was just a great vibe in there. It was a great place where people could just sort of get advice, get tips, sort of if they were worried about sort of areas of staying and things like that, and it was really just sort of helpful from sort of day one. And the guys sort of that were in there from the very beginning, I know lots of us were in there from very sort of early on, everybody seemed sort of so chill, and yeah, so that's sort of how I joined and got involved. I'll be honest, the first Mania I went to, I did meet up with a few of the people from the server, Martin and a couple of others. I found a couple of people in the server that lived close to where I live in Manchester, which is great. And like since then, we've become really sort of close friends, and we do sort of catch-ups and meetups here. So there are really people from sort of all over the world that are in the server. But the first year I didn't meet a lot of you guys, but I think running up to the next year, when I realized I think I'm going to go again, especially when it was Vegas, because I love Vegas. I love traveling to Vegas. I usually make a yearly trip there anyway, so it made sense to go there. I was going on my own definitely that year, and I think that's when really I started sort of getting to know a few of the guys over that year since then, and found it, just fantastic really. And we did some amazing meetups. I met so many great people, and here we are today doing this podcast on the back of all this, of all of us that met through this incredible community that is now sort of nearly 2,000 people, which is absolutely crazy to me. But yeah, it's been incredible, quite a journey, and There's more to come on my adventures that I've had in the server, because in more ways than one, it's been quite life changing. But we'll get into that a bit later.
Right.
But yeah, that's my story.
Great. That's awesome. And Allie, how did you come to find us?
Well, I was okay. I always had this dream to go to WrestleMania, and I don't know what compelled me. I was like, it was a very last minute decision to go anyway, but I've realized I could go. I kind of only found one article. I think it was Glamour magazine that commissioned somebody, or WWE commissioned Glamour magazine to find somebody to go and do an entire article on women going to WrestleMania by themselves. And I was like, I need more insight. Do women go by themselves? So I wrote a Reddit post, which is actually one of the most popular Reddit posts in WrestleMania plans. And it's straight up like, do women go by themselves to WrestleMania? I would later find out that it's Austin and Martin who would post the link to this Discord underneath that post. And I joined, and the rest is kind of history. I ended up at WrestleMania, and that was it. I was really just looking for advice or tips from other women that had gone to WrestleMania by themselves. And I'm going to be honest, I think probably one woman responded to me. It was like 50 men. So it's not common for women to go to WrestleMania by themselves, maybe more so now. But based on my research, it wasn't. But this Discord was really helpful in not being alone, finding things to do, and just kind of building a schedule, finding out how to do that. And I would not have known WrestleCon was a thing and been able to book the hotels there if it wasn't for this Discord as well. So it's a really, really good resource, not just for WrestleMania prep, but trip prep in general. Yeah, so that's how I ended up here, and I'm still here kicking.
And Mira, it's so great. It's so great to have you with us. We love you.
Thank you.
Mira, you're an OG too, right?
Yeah, I've been around. I think like maybe like the first 2 or 3 weeks once the server kicked off, I was around. But similar stories to Dom and Allie. So I actually went to WrestleMania 35. I was in college, so I got the shitty seats. And I'm from Philly, and WrestleMania 35 happened in East Rutherford. So it wasn't too far, about a 2.5 hour drive from me. So I went there. But I always wanted to travel for WrestleMania. And eventually WrestleMania 39, I made that happen. There was a Discord server that was created. I did all the research. I was on YouTube. I was looking at Ali. I was looking at Suplex. I was looking at the Wyatt fam. I was looking at all these like vloggers and stuff that would travel to WrestleMania, to other events, seeing their tips and their tricks. And so similar to Ali, I would always be like, but do women go alone? And it was never like an answer like yes or no. It would always be like, well, plan it as if you were solo traveling. Use like your common sense and things like that. It was always just be things like that. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go. I'm going to make my dreams become a reality. I attended WrestleMania at the 39. Great seats, great time. I went to WrestleCon. I went to a couple indie shows. ROH was there that weekend. Like, I was able to actually immerse myself into that experience. However, I didn't meet that many people from that Discord server. I met, I think, is probably one of the only ones that's from, no, Danny Flo. I didn't meet him then, though. He was in the server, but I did not meet him then. But the only person I met at WrestleMania 39 is Mamba, really, that carried over into this server here. But that server honestly died down. No one was really active in that server. It continued on to SummerSlam 2023. And the only other person that I believe was also in that server was Austin. And that was the first event that he attended, I believe, as well. I did not meet him, but again, like we crossed paths just like a tad bit there. And the rest is really history. I seen a post in WrestleMania Plans, this server, and honestly, everything has gone how it's gone. Went to Philly Mania, Vegas, London for All In 2024, and went to Vegas Mania. All the other trips we got planned.
Yeah, like 5 of them.
That's the thing, though, isn't it? Like, since joining this, I mean, I've been to SummerSlam the year before I went to my first Mania. So I had traveled abroad for WWE, and I've been to loads of WWE events in the UK when they come over regularly, but now, like, I'm planning my third WrestleMania in a row. In a couple of weeks, I'm coming to DC. We've got you guys coming over for All In. Like, this is like a lifestyle choice now, right? There's no way out. We are so deep into this now that when I was like, okay, well, I won't be doing so next year's WrestleMania. Like, I was like 2 days into Vegas Mania, and I was like, it's not even an option now. I can't not go to the next one. You know, it's like I feel like I'm obligated to go now. I have to be there. I have to go. It's not even a choice anymore.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I found the server through WrestleMania plans like you guys did, and I had already been to 7 WrestleManias by that point, from 28 to 33, and I traveled with the same person every year. Then there was a few years where I wasn't able to go. Obviously, nobody went during the pandemic, but then I decided I was going to go to WrestleMania 39 by myself. And I had such a great time. I mean, I spent the week in Vegas prior to that, so I didn't do any of the like indie shows or the conventions. But I had some great seats, had a great time, and then they announced that WrestleMania 40 was going to be in Philadelphia, and I was like, well, I have to go because that's my backyard pretty much. It's 2 hours up the road, and I wanted to not just travel alone, but maybe find people to go with. And that's what led me to WrestleMania plans. And then I found the link for the Discord server. And I remember questioning, it's like, is this a virus? And I was a little nervous clicking on the link I created a Discord's account just to join the server. So I learned about Discord and the server pretty much in the same day. I was a lurker for my first couple of months, but then I just kind of started interacting with everybody in the server, and it was such a great experience that I felt forward enough to share a photo of myself and say, if you see me, come say hi. And like 7 or 8 people came up to me and said, are you Dork Chop? And I was like, yes, I am. I believe Zane was the first one who came up to me, and I was like, Vince Russo in the flesh. And he and I, really good friends, and I've made so many other great friends that it became perfunctory for me to go to WrestleMania 31 in Las Vegas. I mean, I go to Vegas every year myself, just like you, Dom. And I'm committed to WrestleMania 42 as well. So you're right. It is a lifestyle choice now, and I feel obligated to attend all these events. And I look forward mostly to seeing my friends and having time, getting to spend time with them. And this server has made that possible. I mean, I think you guys have heard me say this before, it's really hard to make friends in your 40s. And, the fact that I've been able to do that with you guys has really meant a lot to me. And I appreciate it. So it's great. Thanks.
No, we love you, Dork. We love
you, Dork.
That's awesome. And you're absolutely hit the nail on the head, Dork. We saying we can't not go to WrestleMania, but it's not about the show. It's not about the WrestleMania. I could probably skip a WrestleMania, but I don't want to go a year without catching up with you guys, because it's about the friendships we've built since we've been here, and the incredible sort of people that we've met. And if you guys all weren't going to the next event, then I want to go. I might go, but I wouldn't be excited about it. I think for me, the Vegas trip with all the sort of meetups that we did, and Danny organizing the party bus, and starting off at the Pizza Rock night, and they get together there where I kind of met most of the people sort of face to face for the sort of first time, and then trying to sort of work out what their real names were rather than calling their surname, and then try and remember them and things like that. That was just so cool. And it's a funny hobby to have, because a lot of people that are into wrestling, there's a lot of different characters, right, in the Discord server, but nearly all the interactions that I've had with you guys have just been great, and never for one second did I think that I'd be making the kind of friendships that I made through that server. I thought I'd be hanging out with a cool bunch of people, but I didn't realize I'd be making some sort of friends for life. And that's generally what you guys are. It's really open up so many opportunities, I think, for a lot of people, not just me, for a lot of people that join that server, that they can now feel they can go to shows and not have to worry about, going alone, especially for sort of solo travelers, people that feel more confident, and people that perhaps, didn't have sort of friends or that shared their sort of hobbies of wrestling and things like that. Because, it's quite often, I don't have an awful lot of friends that are into wrestling or anymore. Most people grow out of it. We're just a few that didn't. So to meet like-minded people, and from all over the world, it's incredible.
And I'm going to put this out there, so you've kind of covered it, but like, you guys, what do you love most about the server?
What do I love most about the server? That's a good question. My first thought was Austin's shenanigans, but that was actually my first thought. If you want my honest answer, I feel like it makes me laugh a lot of the time, but I think it's the community aspect, and also just being able to come to a place where not only do we all have common interests, but we can all just speak to each other in 90% of the time a civil manner. We have our jokes, kind of maybe inside jokes, but it's just fun banter all the time, and it's light, and it makes you feel like you're just not alone in a way. I think that's my favorite part about the server. So, and I also like that it gives me something to commit to on a Monday and a Friday night, that this is where I'm going and this is what I'm doing. And it makes watching wrestling so much more enjoyable. So that's what I love.
100%. And at first when I joined, I found it like what I liked most about it was just such an incredible resource. It was just a great way to find out everything that was sort of going on and find out, about all the things that were happening and keep up to date with all the news and the ticket releases and how to get the best prices and understand kind of all of that stuff. Now, I suppose I'm in a different position because, we're the kind of subject matter experts here. We're doing a podcast about the exact subject. So I'm not kind of using it so much for that anymore. I'm kind of helping the new people which are joining the server and getting them sort of up to speed on what to look out for and things like that. So now, the fun parts are when we see the crash outs, when we see the funny moments, when we have those funny nights where just for whatever reason it just sort of pops off into some non-wrestling conversation, or somebody does something strange or odd, because we're not perfect, are we, at the end of the day? And we do get a few weirdos every now and then, right?
Yeah,
We've had a few oddballs from time to time come and go within the server over time. So there's been some great funny stories, funny nights where we've had, when you've just sat on your phone, probably for me a little bit later than I should be with the time difference, but attached to that phone because I really want to know what's going to happen, what's going on. What about you, Chop? What do you love about the server the most?
It's the shenanigans, it's the inside jokes. It's obviously a place to enhance my wrestling, watching experience. Chop loves him some bits. Like I have the bit with Zane on Friday mornings. That's going to probably continue into perpetuity. And I don't even know how that started. It just was one of those things where we started. That was when he was doing it's a rib on a square, but it's a half shoot because it's a work with the broccoli thing. I remember Stone Cold Steve Broxton. I don't know if you remember that.
I still see that every week, and I still have no idea what it's about, but it still makes me chuckle.
Yeah. At this point, it's just one of those where we're expected to do it, and we just kind of go with it. But it's stuff like that. It's an engagement mostly that I love the most about the server. Yeah. It's just, being able to talk to my friends.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's made me really sort of, not that I fell out of love with wrestling. I didn't at all. I was still into it, but I really want to keep up to date with what's going on now. I want to watch it, and I know from staying up to watch the show, you guys are all going to be, we're all going to be chatting about it, what's going on. We're all going to be commenting on what we like and what we don't like, and I feel like now I can't miss an episode. I want to know what's going on sort of all the time, and really sort of watch it and concentrate and watch the actual show rather than just have it on in the background, as I've been guilty of sort of in the past, and the build up to the pay-per-views, the pools we do, and all the fun games we have when it's a build up to a big show, and all those all those things, the predictions, and now the podcast. There's so much going on. There's something for everyone at the end of the day.
Like, you guys have got me into AEW, so I mean, I'm
You're
watching
welcome.
AEW on a regular basis now because of you guys.
And getting a passport, and you
Exactly.
Wait, are you?
That is the plan as of right now. Yes.
I am shook.
Yes.
Shook it?
I'm shook.
Like, I'm also trying to see if it's financially feasible to do Tokyo for Wrestle Kingdom in 2027.
You know what? I hear that's another planned trip.
Yup.
That's why you should join this Discord.
Exactly. I mean, because we're not going to Saudi Arabia.
Who said we aren't? We got to give the people a guide, at least.
That's true.
Fair enough. Yeah.
If there's anyone in the server going, let us know. Y'all
Yeah,
can be
we-
our eyes on the ground.
if we got any Middle Eastern listeners here on the podcast that are based out there and are planning on going to Saudi Mania, because we're not going to have a big crew there, unfortunately. I'd imagine. I'm sure there might be one or two people that go, but we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear your insights. We'd love to know what the sort of feeling on the ground is over there, the excitement, what's going on. Because we're a little bit in the dark about Saudi, aren't we? We don't really understand. We've got, some people have got certain views about sort of going there and that sort of thing. But I'd love to hear from some people that sort of live out that way, or, how are they feeling about this show? Because at the end of the day, there's clearly a load of wrestling fans there, and they're going to be super, super hyped, just like we are about going to Vegas, just like we are about going to All In, and I'm sure for them, they're going to be super, super excited that WWE is bringing the big show to Saudi Arabia.
That's true.
Great point, Dom. Great point. So the other part of today's show that I wanted to cover with all of you was the unveiling of the categories for the Cervies, our awards show, which we'll be having in December. But to build hype, we're going to unveil the categories that we've got so far, starting with the strangely enough, the most coveted award of them all, Simp of the Year.
Oh, Lord.
I love that this is legitimately the grand prize. This is like the film of the year at the Academy Awards. This is
Right.
the cream of the crop, everyone.
This is the only category that gets regularly brought up and clearly chased after in the chat by not everybody, but specific individuals that really do want to win this specific award. They really would be quite proud if they were to be named the 2025 WWE Travel Community Simp of the Year. It's definitely the most prestigious award that we have. I have no idea why. For some people, each to their own. If you're simping, it ain't easy, but you got some tough competition, trust me, this year, because we have got some very, very strong contenders this year. Isn't that right?
Oh, definitely. And without getting into too much, I mean, these people simp hard, and it's a tough act to follow from the 2024 Simp of the Year.
It's a job. It's a job. It's a job at this rate. If you miss a week, you're fucked.
Because
He committed to the bit.
say what you like about him, but goodness me, no one was more deserving, and boy was he proud of winning that award. The acceptance video that he made, the incredible effort that he put into both his nomination and his acceptance of the award was really to be highly commended.
I mean, you got Tony Kimmel to praise him for that.
I mean, if that's not going above and beyond, I don't know what is. Can we remind or anybody, or educate to anybody that doesn't know who Austin was simping for last year to win the award?
He was simping for Cora Jade.
Cora Jade.
Coriander Jade, also known as Elena Black now,
Mm-hmm.
partially retired WWE, AEW indie wrestler, forever in our hearts.
Yeah.
His heart.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say forever, because I think unfortunately since she seems to have retired from wrestling, his dedication to her craft seems to have wilted ever so slightly, and his allegiance seems to have swapped a couple of times quite easily. So I don't know whether that excludes him from this year's award, But
He was voted for entry by the Discord. Everybody had, I think, 8 hours to vote to let him in, and it was approved. He passed with, I think it was 58%.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Barely
suppose
made it.
as defending champion, as defending simp of the year, he should probably be included. I understand that, but he has certainly switched his loyalties around a couple of times this year. So I think there's going to be a tighter contest for sure this year around. Any favorites? Anybody standing out for you that you think has really excelled in this category this year?
For me, I have to give it to my son, Seven. I think he's worked very hard to ensure. Why am I forgetting her name now? Lyra Valkyria.
Bird Lady.
Bird Lady. I was about to say Lyra Bird. Lyra Valkyria is, front and center in our minds. And whenever she's on, we know we have to lock into the match. I will say that it has made me realize how amazing of a technical wrestler she is. And I think that she has the potential to grow and become a main eventer. Within the next, 5 years, we're going to see some women retire. I think she has the potential to and fly in the skies.
It's really great to hear that the simping that Seven has put into this has actually helped in a way educate you with regards to the talents of Lyra Valkyria.
Man. Let's move on to the next category. So this is another great one. I think it's going to be very popular with the folks. The crash out of the year, because we are known for our crash outs. And so just to give you a taste, we have had voice notes of over 5 minutes put forth in some of these crash outs. There's been there's been chats that erupt in nothing but F-bombs over certain things happening. And then there's been just, oh my God, fuck this company kind of moments over certain events happening. We are known for our crash outs. I will just say that much.
I'm just looking at the potential nominees here, and JD's mentioned twice in 2 different nominations.
I'll tell you, I'll give you one guess who put those on the list.
I just want to let you know that us Jasonator,
JC Jane,
the Jasonators did not put that on the list. We were electrified.
Absolutely not. I will not be voting for that. I have a newfound respect for Jessie Jane. I very much enjoyed her title run, and I was not even. I wouldn't say I wasn't a massive fan. I just wasn't that familiar with her craft before. But I have a newfound respect for Jessie Jane. I really like her. I think she's great. In fact, that should be taken off immediately.
Well-crafted villain, and that was the point. And she made y'all mad.
That was the plot.
That was the plot. The Jasonators won.
Absolutely, it was some of the best work that she's ever done, and it was really. I put that on the list just because of Austin's crash out. It's more of an individual award, and we're singling him out. I think so. Anyway,
this episode's dedicated to Austin.
Love you, Pookie.
Good stuff. So we have also the server reactions of the year, when we react to events that are announced, events that happen during shows, or just reactions to on sale events. So when John Cena's final match was announced, and we all were clamoring for tickets, and we were trying to help each other, get the tickets purchased.
Yeah,
that was a very active day in the server.
100%. And I've got to be honest, I had no intention at all of going to John Cena's last match. But hey, here we are. And now there's loads of people going. So I will be going on that plane, and I will be traveling over to DC to meet you guys and hang out and watch John Cena's last match, because why the hell not? But yeah, what else we have? Brock returning. That certainly brought up a few emotions with certain people.
And then WrestleMania 43 in Saudi Arabia.
That announcement, yeah, 100%. And of course...
And then the reaction to WrestleMania 42 being removed from New Orleans and sent to Vegas again, which really was a kind of a downer moment for us, because a lot of people were looking forward to New Orleans.
Including myself, and being a travel community, we were trying to get ahead of the game. Book your hotels early, get your thing, and so apologies for anybody that did take our advice to book your hotel early. And although our advice was get a free cancellation one just in case, but if you didn't do that, because I believe there was someone that did not do that, take that advice. Yeah, we had our hotels booked. I was looking forward to New Orleans. We were looking at things to do, places to stay, hangouts. We were looking at all sorts.
We
And
were
then
looking at a party riverboat.
a party riverboat. Exactly.
That would have been so awesome. I was really looking forward to that. And I feel like we've, like between that and the cemetery tours, you can actually go by Nicolas Cage's headstone. He's already purchased a plot for when he dies in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And it was just sad to, nothing against Vegas, because I do Vegas every year, but I feel like a lot of people were just let down by that.
Yeah, agreed. And I'd never been to New Orleans, so I don't know when I'll get an opportunity to go there. So I was disappointed.
I think the purpose of WrestleMania was to originally just be a touring grand finale to the wrestling year, or the end of the fiscal year. And I think that going back to Vegas 2 years in a row kind of takes away the mystique of it being this traveling grand show. So, I mean, Vegas was lovely, great stadium. I love Allegiant, so I'm not mad about that, but it is disappointing that we're not doing New Orleans.
TKO said we got bills to pay.
They just bought Triple A. Is that how you say it? Triple A, not Triple A. Triple A. They bought that. They gotta pay Mexico.
So let's get on to some other categories, Shop, because I think we've got some interesting ones coming up.
Oh my God, message of the year.
I'm going to leave this one.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I
mean, you want to do it, Mara?
Yeah, I'll do it. Pretty much, the message of the year is one that has sparked some emotion, something that is unexpected, that can lead to an exit of some sort. But yeah, typically it's a message that is said that just goes, oh, you said that.
Yeah, and almost a meme in itself, within the server, right? It's law now. It's law. Mm-hmm. Can you give me an example of perhaps one of these memes, Mary?
Oh, you want an example? I thought I was gonna save that. Well, a good example is pre-cum flowing. Pre-cum, yes, I said that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
The pre-cum is flowing.
The pre-cum is flowing. And for any new listeners to the show, insights into the origin of that particular
right meme? So I believe an individual reached out to another individual on the server.
Yeah.
And they were chatting it up, and things went a certain direction. And a mention of
flowing in a certain direction? Or?
Yes, it was flowing in a certain direction. Yeah. And it led to this person's exit.
From the server?
Yes, from the server.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Oh, not the flowing exit. No, it led to the person's exit in the server. But if you would like to be a part of these shenanigans and hearing about potential things that can happen here, join us.
And join us in memoriam of those that have left us, because we'll be giving some shouts out to them as well. Those that have been shown the door, shall we say, for their actions, or for their messages. Yeah.
So we do joke around, but we do want to be clear. The server is a very safe space, and we want everybody to feel welcome. Mm-hmm. And 99.9% of the time, it is. And 99.9% of the members are incredible, fantastic, supportive, and utilize the great community as it should be. But, of course, there will always be exceptions to that rule. So we will be honouring our favourite exit in our In Memoriam award. I don't think we should mention any names on this podcast for legal reasons.
Right, because those particular people might be litigious.
In thoughts and prayers.
I mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note,
I'm just gonna say it. 3 knows one.
I know Mac is not litigious. I don't. I'll say it. So I'll say his name.
okay.
But Mac. In fact, Mac will be back surely.
No, he will not
Oh.
be back.
Oh,
He got
okay.
perma-banned.
He,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers. That's all I got to say.
There will be no return of the Mac. I got it.
Not at all.
Because he did come and go a few times, didn't he? Sorry,
Yeah.
Oh
leave
yeah.
the server and come back a few times is what I mean. Just to be clear.
Oh
yes. Yeah.
yeah. He did.
Yeah. And we have our server MVP of the year, a member that we like to single out for their contributions. Just kind of give them some love. Like, for example, Danny organizing the party bus in Vegas.
And
That
the
took a
pools
lot
that
of
he
the
does.
logistical effort.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
And,
the legend.
And exactly. He's a fucking legend for that. And, also for, all the other stuff he does for people in the server, myself
Oh, yeah.
included.
Danny is, well, you guys have heard him on the podcast. He's occasionally here, but he's a busy man, and of course he lives on the other side of the US, so his time difference is a bit different. So it's hard for him to get on sometimes, but he's here whenever he can. And Danny is legit one of the nicest guys I've had the pleasure of ever meeting in my life, not just through this server. He is an absolutely super guy.
Danny's my king. I love you, Danny.
We love you, Danny.
Love you, Danny. But so MVPs of the year will be announced as well. And then we have a new category this year, server couple of the year.
Couple of the year, eh?
Where we honor users who have begun, relationships through the server.
We found
So-
love in a hopeless place.
I mean, there is no better way of describing it, because who honestly would have thought, and you said it yourself, Ali, the male to female ratio within any wrestling community is usually very highly favorable on the men's side. And unfortunately, it's not a lot different in the WWE travel community. But we have a few women there. And yeah, there's been a couple of relationships which have sparked up out of the server, which is incredible.
Yeah. I mean, love strikes eternal. I mean, and it's great to see it happen through this community.
I also would like to say one of these couples predates WrestleMania 41, and they got engaged at WrestleMania 40. So that's how they announced their engagement right before night one started, I think, to the entire Discord. Yeah. That's it. By 41, they were husband and wife. Like, that's how locked in they were. They didn't meet here, but they came together, and they're amazing. So I'm excited for this category.
Yes, I am as well, and the nominees therein. And then newcomer of the year, where we honor the person who joined in the year of our of 2025 that has made the most impact on this server year.
This is gonna be a close one.
Yeah.
You think so?
Or do you see somebody winning in a landslide, Allie?
Oh, I see a landslide here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see one too.
I see a landslide.
I mean, I'm trying to be subjective, but yeah, I got an idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I have my reasons.
I'll
I'm
be
just
voting.
saying.
I'll be voting the same as you, Ali. Don't worry. That's fine.
Woo! Hey, next category. Yep.
Moving on, we have the best Martin question of the year because Martin, our tribal chief, loves to pose questions that poke the hornet's nest and to stimulate conversation among.
Yeah, it's I don't know what he goes through these phases, doesn't he?
Yes.
I don't know whether it's because the server's been a bit quiet or he's just a bit bored himself. But yeah, he will randomly ask a very obscure question at everyone in the server, which usually causes quite a bit of conversation.
Yes. Or a bit of controversy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at the first one. Do you like being called daddy? I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Tough
can't
one.
tell.
Yeah, my response was rather amplified. Exactly. God, I love this. And
So
then
we do have we have two channels, don't we, in the server as well? A Hall of Shame and a Hall of
Ooh.
Fame. The Hall of Fame was added recently. We've had the Hall of Shame a lot longer
yeah.
for good reason. I agree.
I agree too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. But they're one in the same thing, right? Because if you end up in the Hall of Shame, it's because you've well, actually, it depends on how you ended up there. To be fair,
Yeah.
you never been in the Hall of Fame. Oh, you've not even been in the You don't even open it up. There you go.
The shame
There we go.
channel wins out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are great. Yeah. And then server rivalry of the year. This is where, like we have rivalries that have played out in the server over the course of many months and years in some case, between users. And it's always fun to observe these. You know, the discourse between the two parties involved is always amusing to me, at least. In certain
Absolutely. So, just a bit of context for anybody that doesn't know what our rivalries are. They are basically kayfabe rivalries, right? These aren't real people hating on each other, but it started out sort of early on in the server with Vince and Dudeco, and they started cutting some promos at one another, and it kind of grew from there, where we had a sort of a Discord Championship Wrestling channel, and then we started all cutting some promos, and then we had a belt that we took to WrestleMania 42 that was made especially for us, and we have our own champion now. So yeah, I'm sure in the run up to Vegas we're going to get some more promos, some more matches set up, and yeah, let's get that going again to see if we can get that belt onto someone else.
Well, I think I have I have a challenge into Danny at DC.
Oh, of course, Danny's got the championship.
Yeah.
Is he going to bring it with him?
As far as I know. I mean,
well, he better do.
Yeah, I know he said he's going to defend it in San Diego.
Okay.
Yeah.
First defense.
They have a challenge for the winner in DC.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
We could have a San Diego title change. We could have a DC title change.
Who
Another
knows?
Vegas. Yeah. But server rivalry of the year. And then we have our sayings of the year. These are the sayings that pop up the most in the chat. Such, like peer pressuring phrases as "see you there."
Late.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or the
was
elongated version of it. It's 4 letters, 1 word. Late.
Yeah. We had who was it? One of our server members turned up in Vegas. I don't think any of us had met him before, but he bought a load of badges that he got printed, and they had all our different sayings like these from the server, and he'd printed them all on the badges, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever. But I cannot. I deeply apologize because I can't remember who it was, but it was awesome, and I got a late badge.
I think it was. I want to say it was Isaac. Please, if you do,
yes,
if you are listening,
it was Isaac. It was Isaac.
I didn't get one, but I know he had them.
Oh man, I saw him at WWE World. And I bumped into him, and he was like, he came up to me, he's like, "Oh, you're Dom." I'm like, "Oh, hey, buddy." And he had a big carry bag, and it was just full of it. He goes, "Have a badge, have one of my badges." And, I was like, that's so cool, dude. That's so cool. That's so nice. Isaac, if you're listening, can you bring some more badges to wherever we see you next, buddy? But they were awesome, so thank you for that.
And then we have the moment of the year within the server. Such notable occasions as the server getting a podcast. The Vegas party bot, literally everyone buying a ticket to Saturday night's main event in DC. We're so freaking back. and other, let's see, we have Mira meeting Pretty Deadly for Allie and getting a custom video for her. That was amazing, Mira.
I legit told Zane, I'm like, I have to get this done. Like, there's no way I cannot not leave WWE World without trying, at least. No problem. Anytime.
Yeah, that was seriously, that was one of the best things anybody's done for anybody that I've seen in the server so far. That was really sweet.
Love you too.
And finally, mod of the year. Of the server of the year. I've got to be honest, I don't even know who the mods are anymore. But probably you lot. I mean, I'm guessing if you're nominated, Ali, it's you'll just go around pestering everybody and messaging them and sending passive aggressive or threatening DMs to get them to vote for you.
Mhm.
I'll vote for you, Ali, because Ali may not like be in there all the time moderating, but she comes in when she's needed. Yeah, if the conversation is getting a bit touchy or it's getting a bit spiky, and it needs a little change of tone going on, it'll be Ali coming in to just change the subject, calm things down. Exactly.
And
You're
she
there when
litigates.
everybody needs you. Yeah, you're like the final boss
Yes.
of mod.
But yeah, those are the categories we have for the surveys for this year. If you feel like we've missed a category, please do send us suggestions. But yeah, it was. We're looking forward to getting your feedback and then getting the nominees officially named and out there to you, for voting purposes. And then we will announce the winners in December.
Exciting stuff.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And on that note, it's been really great talking to all of you today about your experiences with the server. Thank you for joining me and indulging me in this 2-year serverversary.
Woohoo!
And sharing your experiences and sharing your insights.
Thank you, Dog Chop, and thank you guys.
Thank you. We are in our terrible 2 era.
Terrible twos. Oh yeah, it's mine. In
I'm
year
excited,
3.
y'all.
Yeah. But we have been Pinfalls and Passports, and we thank you for joining us.